just go through and this is the first time I'm watching this as well. I'm just gonna go through, watch a few things, and we're gonna point out some things that I see. Okay, so first things first. Let's just again look at the current setup of everybody. So right now there is 2 on A site. Reyna's pushing out mid. Viper, I don't know what this wall is, but Viper's doing her thing on C, and you're in garage. Now you're against just a normal team comp. You see Reyna pushing out mid here. Now, since she sees nothing right here, you should be like looking at your minimap and recognizing that your Reyna is peeking mid, and you should be pushing up with her. But, so right here, this is a problem, right? So you push way too late, and now the people in the window, they got the trade on Reyna in mid, and you kind of did nothing here. So if you were to just have a little bit more awareness and push out the garage door with her here, you might have been able to trade a kill and push your team up. Now, this smoke was not necessary at all. This is just kind of a waste of util. It doesn't really accomplish anything for you. Your crosshair placement is pretty good here. Okay, so you're playing panicky, right? Now, it doesn't seem like you're expecting anything. Now, what I mean by this is you see right here, like you're aiming at this, but why are you aiming here? You see your teammates on the minimap right here. You see their line of sight, how they can't, the enemies could not be pushing this side ever, right? So aiming here doesn't actually help anything. If you were pre-aiming here, where the rain is about to peek out, you probably get this kill every single time. And you see that you over flick on her. So let's just watch this. Like right here, you hear her movement, and then you just yeet your crosshair. Like, if you had good crosshair placement right here, and you just didn't move your crosshair, and this is one thing that I mean when I say that lower sensitivities are better, because when you're overcorrecting, it's much easier to overcorrect with a lower sensitivity because you can't yeet your mouse from here to there. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. So this dash is questionable. I do not like this dash. Now, if you were to updraft with this dash, that would have been fine, I think. Because you would have been up here. But the problem is with this smoke here, it kind of blocks off your teammate's LOS to this guy. If you were to dash without the smoke, this actually would have been a fine play since your teammate would have been able to trade the kill. I think you should... One thing that I noticed immediately, Yenipi, is that you're over flicking and you're playing... not so much scared, but you're jittery. Number 2. What the fuck? What the fuck are you guys doing? Now... Yenipi, every single time you win defense round 1, every single time, you and hopefully the rest of your team should be buying at least a Spectre, a Stinger, or a Bucky, or a shotgun. Here, let me go into the buy menu. Okay, so if you win the first round, you buy full armor always. Doesn't matter if you have light shields. Just learn how to use the Stinger, or the Bucky, or the Judge. These are your 3 guns that you should always be buying on round 2. And I'll tell you why on round 3. So, did you sell your armor? Please no. Why? Why? Okay. This is good recognition on the flank here, but you could be much faster. Okay, so let me teach you something about sound. Right now, when you're going this way and you hear the enemy shooting and making noise, you don't need to be shift walking anymore. The enemies, especially at this elo, are not going to be focusing on where you are, and they're more going to be focusing on the fights that they are taking on site. You see these guys right here. So right here, when you see the Reyna right here, and you see that mid window is smoked, honestly, just let go of shift and start running at them, because at this point, time is of the essence. If you let them kill your teammates here, then you're going to have a much harder time retaking. And you see 2 of your teammates are dead already, but you could have been on site and fighting here. And now you're playing even more scared. And this stems also from you not having any armor. Let me turn the sound down. So you get a kill here, and then you end up dying, right? So I would say that this round is 100% your fault because you didn't buy. Now, if you lose this round, it's definitely your fault. Let's go see. Yep, you guys lost second round. This is your fault. Like, you lost your team this round, even though you didn't die first and you didn't get any, like, kills or anything. This is your fault. So, another thing is, like, you see your teammates here. They have pistols. Tell your teammates to buy up on second round. This is a round that never needed to be lost because people don't really understand the economy of the game. So on round 2, you always buy up if you win pistol, and you want to buy a gun that you can take into a third round. And what I mean by that is like a gun like a Spectre or a Judge, where you can actually get kills versus rifles on the third round, but still effective against eco armor on the second round. So let's go to the third one, see what happens here. Now, again, another huge issue is the economy is not in check. You see right here, 2 of your teammates don't have guns, but 3 of you have guns. 1 of you has light armor and no money. So this is just a huge problem, right? Like, you're essentially turning this into a 3v5 because you guys aren't on the same eco patterns. Okay, let's see. What do you do with this? So you have your Vandal and you're going to peek mid. All right, this is fine since your teammates are pushing down mid, but right at this point, right now, here is the point in which I would pull my knife out and rotate to A. Why is this? Because we have information. What information do we have? We have nobody here, nobody contesting mid window, nobody's even looking out here, no smokes, no util being thrown, and nothing in C long yet. That means that the most likely scenario is that they heard your Phoenix running down middle, and they are now running A. Whether your team is saying it or not, this is just a thought, and this is exactly what's probably going to happen. You see they're already at the back of A link here, and your Reyna has bomb now. I think that the best play right now would be to rotate to your Reyna and secure the bomb, because you know you have bomb down, but I'm not sure if you know that. So right here, your Reyna dies, and you're just sitting on site, not really doing anything. Now, this is another problem, right? Is that your teammates have the bomb, your Omen's sitting on site, you're not really doing much, and your Viper is in fuck all. So Viper's not doing anything. Your Phoenix is going to help your Reyna. Your Reyna's taking a 1v1. She just lost a 1v1. Your Phoenix is going to take a 1v1. Oh, never mind. Your Viper and your Phoenix are fighting. Let's see what happens. And, okay, so both of them die. Right now, this round, you've done nothing for 20, 30, 40, 50. For 1 whole minute, for almost 1 whole minute, you have done nothing. Good kill. I don't really know what this smoke is accomplishing. So one thing that I want you to think about whenever you're using your utility as Jet is you want to be thinking about what your utility accomplishes, right? So instead of just throwing abilities down willy-nilly, and it's not that like this was the most important thing to go over right now, like, or that this was entirely bad, but I don't really understand the thought process behind this smoke other than just putting a smoke down, right? Maybe you want to push through it or something like that, but it's kind of too far back for you to push through, and it's honestly wasting you time now, right? So in a 2v1 scenario, now you made it a 1v1, pick up another gun, that's good. Taking up the speed. Okay, another, you used 3 useless smokes so far, just because you wanted to. Now, did you win this round? Okay, so you clutched. But, let's just see here. This first smoke was kind of useless. But actually, you know what? I take that back. It's not useless. It baited the Jet into thinking that you crossed. So I will agree with you on that one. Then the second smoke is kind of so you can entry on this left. I agree with that. Now this third smoke, I don't think, I would say that on Jet, you should always save your last smoke for the bomb. No, I wouldn't use the last smoke on long. I would use it directly on the bomb because we don't know exactly where the enemy is. The enemy could be here. The enemy could be behind default. He could be in garage, could be long. So I would throw it on the bomb here. So you throw your last smoke after you. So you throw your last smoke on the bomb, and then you tap bomb, you back off of it, and then you kill the guy that's spamming it. Yeah. You end up clutching this very luckily, I'd say. You definitely shouldn't have had this round, but good job anyways. I definitely wouldn't have used that third smoke, but I do understand the thought process behind it now. What does the enemy's money look like this round? I would also like you holding tab more and just looking at the enemy's money, and I want you to just consciously think about, what do you think they're going to buy this round? What ultimates do they have, and what do you think they're going to be using this round? Same with your team. What ults do you have? What do you think you're going to be using? What are you going to be buying? Another thing is, you have $3,100. You could easily buy Heavy D, but you don't know that he needs a buy because it's already, you know, too late now. So another round where you could have helped your teammates, you know, like get a gun or something like that, but it's just like you're making it harder for yourself. I would say you're honestly making it harder for yourself. I do think that there are two things that you could have done differently here. Now, number one is when you see this Rain of Flash and you have knives as Jet, there are two things that you can think about. One is you run up to the door, you throw a smoke up top here, and that'll create a one-way for you, right? So you throw a smoke on the top half of the door, then you push up to the side of the door, and you just wait for them to come in and right-click them. Since Rain of Flashes, you have to be looking at them. If you are positioned right here as Jet, looking this way, then you don't need to, you know, you don't need to shoot the Rain of Flash or anything. So this is a fine option, although I don't like the dash. I really don't think this dash was necessary. The dash is unfortunate that you lagged back, but it really just wasn't necessary to dash. I mean, like right here, you know they might be coming in, but like you're already far enough away that they can't peek you if you just turned the corner here with knives out anyways. So I don't think the dash was completely necessary. It's unfortunate that you lagged. We'll just go to the next round. All right, third round. Let's see this money on the team. Let's tab. Okay. Third round. Spicy Log Cutter can buy. Nicotine can buy. You can buy. And Ploop Troop cannot buy. So you only have one person that can't buy. You have Viper alt. You have Reyna alt. Enemy team has two alts and they're full buy. Why don't you buy this round? So you buy a rifle and then you switch it to a Bucky. Does your team like agree to save? See if you press tab one more time. He presses it like right here. I guess you guys are saving this round. It's kind of a weird save. I don't agree with it. But yeah, he should have been able to buy. You should be able. Okay, so one thing that you should always be doing, and you'll see me do this in my games, is that whenever I open up the buy menu and I buy a bunch of stuff, I look at my minimum next round, right? So you always want to keep this number above 4K. 3,900 is the minimum, but I like to try and keep it above 4K. Now, you always, on eco rounds, when you have money to spare, the number one thing you want to buy is armor. And it's either light or heavy shields. So number one would be heavy. Number two is light shields if you can't afford it. Number three is going to be your Sheriff or Bucky or Stinger. You have three options for number three. One of these guns. Now, if you can afford it, number four should be a rifle. So light armor rifle is your main combo. Light armor rifle or heavy shields plus Stinger or heavy shields plus like Bucky or Sheriff, right? Now, again, these guns do not exist. Same with this one. Fuck that gun. These guns don't exist. So ignore those. Only think about the actual good guns and try and go into the round. Essentially, when you're on an eco round, instead of just thinking that it's a round where you are going to just lose and then, you know, play in the next round, it's not like go next. It's almost as if you need to be thinking about what damage you're doing to the enemy, right? So you can win eco rounds, and you shouldn't just be throwing them away because you think you have like no chance to win, but you should be thinking about ways to win your eco round. All right, so Reyna's throwing a flash out middle. We know they're taking mid control. Your Omen smoke top B. You have a Viper wall here. Now, I don't like your positioning. Let me go back a little bit. Personally, I would have played. Personally, I would have played right here, watching the door, trying to get a one shot on somebody. But as you can see here, somebody came up here. You got a kill on them. You were a little bit slow to react, but you got it. Good job. Now you get the gun. The smoke is fine. I like the smoke. A little bit of spam. Okay, now you know they're taking B site. You know they're taking B site. What the fuck? You know they're on B. Even though there's one long, like, I know your Viper says that there's one long, but like right at this point, it's a 2v2 on B site. As soon as you hear this, you need to pull out your knife, run to B link, and help your teammates. I think that it should be easy to get to diamond or higher, probably even higher, if any time you hear a piece of utility or your teammate shooting at an enemy and taking an engagement, you just pulled out your knife, stopped what you're doing, and went to help your teammate. I think that is a strategy that can take you to diamond or even to like immortal. Is just as soon as you hear your teammates fighting, drop everything to go and help them. And I think that'll actually win so many games for people. Because like right here, like right after the first kill, you could probably almost be there, and then as soon as the enemy team comes in, you could be there to trade those kills, right? So you always need to be thinking about these sound cues. Also, again, like, what are you doing? You don't even go to B this round. You know the bomb's planted there, right? You didn't go to B a singular time this round, even though you have full util to help your team. So that's a problem. Try not to play solo as much. You should definitely be playing with your team a lot more. And I know like garage is your spot, but you need to be opening yourself up to more of the map. Also, this angle right here is very bad. Personally, I never like to peek this angle. It's a 50-50 angle. In higher elos, you will get punished for this. You 100% will. Never re-peek this angle. Ever, ever, ever. Don't waste your dash here. There is no need for you to waste HP and waste your dash here. So those are just a little bit of things that didn't need to happen. And another thing is, as soon as you see your teammate die, you see 3 people on the minimap. And I'm assuming you're not really looking at the minimap, but like, let me just tell you when you should look at the minimap here. Okay, so right now you should be looking at the minimap, and now you're looking at your screen. You stare here, stare here, stare here. Take an engagement, stop. Okay, and now you're looking at your minimap. Personally, as soon as I did this, as soon as I shot and I would stop here, I would peek at my minimap to see how many are there, see if my teammates are doing anything, and then I might re-peek. But personally, I wouldn't re-peek this. I think this is a bad angle. And then now you should be checking your minimap to see what's going on. Your minimap is 90% of the information that you get, right? Now you see they're on B site right here. Like, you know they're on B. You're welcome, Seals. Okay, so what the fuck are these lurkers? You know they're on B right now, and you know they're planning B. You just got a kill. You see your teammate here, you see your teammate here, and you're still chilling in garage, like you're waiting for a lurk or something. You're giving away info by reloading, and then you're shifting more.
Spike planted.
And then you're re-peeking from bottom mid. This is fine. I like the retake from bottom mid from B. There's a good kill. It's an okay smoke. So, okay. One thing about this smoke is that you hold it, right? You don't need to hold your E to toss the smoke out completely. You should throw the smoke. You should toss it, walk back into cover, and then walk back out. Because if you're just sitting there exposed, anybody could swing that and kill you for free. It's good pre-fire. Reloading.
Player standing.
You know she's up top. Unless it's a fake. You should be pre-aiming the top. You should be pre-aiming up top. You heard her updraft. And then she just jumps and kills you. Okay. Another round. You are running the Phantom. Do not peek mid. Please don't do it. I know you're going to, but please don't. Okay. 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 Let's just talk about this. Let's just run down what happens. Now, let's just see. You know, okay, so whether or not you made a play here, that's fine. If your Reyna's flashing you out mid, that's good. Now, right here. We stop. We get this first kill. I would have probably dashed back. But you go for the second one. So you get the second kill. Now you dash out, get out, get out. One thing that a lot of lower ranked players do is they stay too long. Now you see right here, let's just look at the top of the screen right now. If you looked at the top of the screen during a game and you saw this, what team wins? Defenders win every single time versus this, right? But now, 2 seconds later, who wins? It's a 50-50. I would say the attackers have the advantage here now. You guys gave them a huge advantage by giving up so many kills, right? Like your Reyna, not only that, like not only did you die there, but like your Reyna got a kill and then she's going further. I don't understand that. So what you could have done here is got those kills, immediately got out, and then you win the round. You automatically win the round after that. But instead, you gave them a bunch of 1v1s and you let them simplify the score, and you had to have your Omen, who is not you, clutch it out, right? So you need to be thinking about ways that you can actually win the round instead of just getting kills. It's not team deathmatch, right? So just think about, after you get a kill, think about how can you get to safety, and think about how you can just stay alive. Because especially on defense, staying alive is the #1 thing you need to be doing. So you need to value your life over getting kills. You need to value your life over getting information. Pretty much just value your life over everything. Defense, staying alive is the most important thing you need to do. I know, right, Luke?
Get out of my way.
Yeah, it was a long time ago since you became good at the game. Alright, so you know they're out mid. You know Sage just got a kill on your A player. And your Viper's pushed up C long. We can hear some people, we hear people reloading out in middle. You know they're pushed up onto B site. So now you slowly start to push out middle, clear everything. This is fine. I think you should be going much quicker here. But I do think this is a fine flank, and I think you did well. So this is a good play here. One of the things that you probably could have done is not swung so wide after the first kill. This is a problem that I do a lot, is that as soon as I get the first kill, I just swing wide and look for more. But it does get you killed. Although it's fine, you guys won the round. I don't think you necessarily needed to die. You might have been able to dash out, but that's fine. As a Sentinel, what are my options when defending? I just do as much damage as possible. No option to run away. That's where you're wrong. You can play retake as a Sentinel pretty easily. You should record a VOD, and I will VOD review for you and show you how you can win as a Sentinel. Okay, peeking mid again.
Blocking sight.
What do you think of counter-strafing nowadays? What do you mean? Same as it's always been. Super important mechanic to learn. Okay, so you saw nothing in mid. Your Vipers sees nothing on C, and you guys got to kill A, right? Now you see one on C. You should immediately be rotating to C. This is good. Okay. I don't like the knives here. And the main thing is that when I'm playing Jet, I like to use my knives on eco rounds. So it just feels like you're kind of wasting knives in this situation, just for one peek. So personally, I don't really think the knives are necessary here, although they're fine. Let's see what you get done. Now, the main problem is right now, I want you to look at the minimap. Let's just take a look at the minimap. One thing that I learned when I was on a team is that you should always be linked as a team. And what I mean by this is there should be a continuous link of control between you and your teammates. So, for example, say this person on the map is alive, right? Now you can draw a link of control between your Phoenix to your Omen, right? So they're controlling that area of the map. Now you would draw the next link to this guy and then the third link to you, right? Now you have a big continuous link of control. So now that this link has been broken, you should be moving to fill the gap in your link, right? So you should be rotating to B, and then you would fill the link between Omen and Phoenix. Now, this is a really important concept that can actually help you a ton with rotations. And I think this is something that you should probably think about more, and that actually every low player, even higher ranked players, should think about this, is that keeping a continuous link of control between you and your teammates can stop a lot of problems. I'd say simply play with teammates is a thing, but the link thing is, yeah, it's actually a concept that I really didn't think about, but honestly, it helps simplify everything, and it's a very important concept that I think can help you win games. But yeah, you see that like you're breaking the link, and not only that, but the bomb is down, right? So you don't really have any business being out here. Like you don't need to be peeking. All you need to be doing is thinking about where the bomb is, and you need to be thinking about how you can defend the bomb. But instead, you're taking fights that you don't necessarily need to take, and you're giving the enemy more fuel for the fire than, you know, they should have. So you give the enemy a kill there. You let the enemy start taking the bomb back. You let essentially what you're doing is you're letting Spicy Log Cutter clutch. Do you really want Spicy Log Cutter to clutch every round, bro? Do you really think Spicy Log Cutter is in the best hands here? It turns out Spicy Log Cutter was not the best player for the clutch. You are the best player for the clutch. Okay, so you know, it's actually funny, right? So like personally, say you get like 30 kills this game, right? It doesn't matter how many kills you get, because you've already seen how many rounds you've lost for your team because of dumb things that you've done just on a whim, right? Like even if you go 27-7, there's still rounds that you personally have lost for your team that are crucial for just the the game, right? If you get 30 kills every game but you're still losing, that means your name is Eco Edward. Exactly, right? So like you're getting these kills, but kills don't really matter in this game unless they're actually kills that you can capitalize on. Like if you get a 4K every round and then lose every round, there's still something you could do differently to win those rounds. All right, so you and Rain are pushing mid here. That's a weird smoke, but all right. I personally, let's just go over this because you should aim right here and throw a smoke right there, and that'll smoke all of window. You'll be fine. That doesn't really smoke anything. They could still swing with a flash there. Now, right now, you guys have control of bottom middle, and I think so. Okay, you have control of bottom mid. You have control of, not really control of C long, but your Viper's doing some quirky shit in C long, and your Phoenix has information on A long. So let's look. Here's your link here, your link here, your link here. Viper's the only one that's not really linked, but she kind of is. So let's see. What do you do with this? You should not be I mean, I don't really know what you're doing. You're probably reading chat, but as soon as you see 4 people in long kill your Viper, damn, bro, they're flaming your Viper so hard. Okay. They really hate your Viper, bro. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking my phone. Personally, I may have made this play, but in a higher rank, you're going to die here and your team's going to lose the round. Yeah, so you lose this round. I already know that. But let's go back and just talk about why you lost this round. Let's pause here. 1, 2, 1, 2. You see everybody here? Nobody's near you. You should not be passing this point. Do not go past. Do not collect go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not go past this point until at least 3 of your teammates are here. In a 4v5, you need at least 3 of your teammates to help you, right? So you shouldn't be funneling onto site like this 1 by 1 trying to get kills. You should instead, actually, you know what? This is actually a fine kill. If you want to kill the first person and then immediately run away, this is perfect because then it's a 4v4. You have a good chance of winning this kill. Or you have a good chance of winning this round in a 4v4. But now it's a 3v4. Oh, now it's a 3v5. Now you lose. Now you already lose the round. Immediately as soon as you die here, you lost the round. So think about that. Also, I need to open up Discord. Forgot, I don't have Discord open. Okay, so going into this round. So round 10 here. Okay, let's check money. Let's see, what could we have bought? Did you hit tab? Okay. Yeah, eco round. Sheriff's fine. All right, you guys are on an eco. Last round is next round. So let's see, what do you guys do with this? Actually, one thing, let's talk about this. I know that you played B 1 round, but you've been playing Garage every single round. And personally, I think that there is a lot of merit in switching up where you play, right? So if they know that the Jet plays Garage every round, then going like A sometimes and pushing A long with your Phoenix, that's another good play that can actually win you a round randomly. Just every round counts. I can't eco on Sheriff, like no edge, go for Singer. Yeah, I don't like the Sheriff either. I need to get better at using it, but I'm not good with it. Okay, one thing that I need to tell you here is that this is a bad angle. It's a very pixel angle for you, and also I think that that's farther than 30 meters. So instead, I would like you posted up right here, watching the angle, like the wide swing angle, and then you can just dash away if you miss. But right here, you're not really setting yourself up for a good shot. Like, also you're jiggling back and forth. You need to be standing still, waiting for the 1 tap, and then just get out. So you fall back to C site to help your Viper. Somebody dies in bottom mid. Now you're holding back Garage. This is good. Okay, now they're taking B site. Immediately rotate. Fuck Garage, right? You can throw smoke there just to make sure that they know you're here, but you need to be rotating. You absolutely need to be rotating. Because right now, like, they're on B, but you're not really doing anything to stop them from being on B. But now you're rotating after they die. Okay, that's 1 shot. I do not like the repeaks. Okay, let's talk about how we could have done this differently. First things first, a smoke. 1 smoke right here gets you the gun. All you need is 1 smoke here. You smoke right here. As soon as you see him, you smoke there, run up, grab the gun. Then you have a million other options. You can updraft, you can flank to the right, you can take the aim duel with your teammate. There's a million other things you can do here. Another thing is, again, your teammate's on C site. You can be like, help, 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 help in voice, throw a smoke here, wait for your team. Now it's a 2v1. Now your 3v2 turns into a 2v1, turns into a 3v1, right? You're making it so that the enemy has more chances to win the round than they need to, right? So think about that. Think about how often the enemy wins a 2v1 versus how often they win a 1v1. You don't need to do everything yourself in this game, right? You just need to play with your teammates, and that's all you need. See if you guys win this. Okay, you should. Please win this round. All right, you win this round. That's good. All right, now let's see what you do with the op. Going garage with the op. Again, a bad angle. I would say this is a bad angle. You're not leaving yourself enough room. Okay, I do not see you ever getting a kill right here unless they stop in front of you. But that's just my personal experience and opinion. You should be taking a little bit of a wider angle right there so that you have room to drag your mouse and shoot them. I think it was fine. I don't know. Actually, right here, I think it was fine to rotate away here since you had 3 on site already. But as soon as they get this kill, rotating back is definitely the move. Now they're planning on B. Nice kill. Nice job. That's good. Okay. Personally, I don't think the ghost is a move. I know you've seen what I can do with the classic, and I just think it's better. Especially on characters like Jet. There we go. That's what I like to see. Dub. He did it, boys. He did it. All right. Now, one thing you need to understand, this is not really super important in the moment, but it's important in the long run. Now, I want you to understand the simple concept of what gun you have versus what fights you're taking. Now, let me change the color here. I don't really like yellow. So the gun you have, classic, the range in which you're fighting is much too far. So your pathing here is the problem. Every single time on attack, if I am going towards garage and I have a classic or a shotgun, every single time I jump over this box, I do not peek garage until I am at this line here, because I know my gun, if they have a like a pistol, like a ghost or a sheriff, if they're peeking me, if they're sitting right here with that, they win almost every time. So also another thing is you're reloading while peeking. That's a no-no. It might not seem like the biggest like problem here, but in reality, like, you're gonna get punished for that in the future at least once, and that's something that you can just prevent pretty easily. So you know that they're probably in here. Nice kill. You're watching flank because you're scared. That smoke is really bad. Yeah, actually, this smoke is really bad. You should not smoke your entrance. You should, Sorry, Oscar. Sorry, buddy. You should throw your smoke straight into the left, and that'll block off anybody from that angle. Now, a really good entry angle here, if you think somebody's like back there and you only have a classic, is you run up here and then you updraft on top of this box, and then you can look down and pretty easily get that kill. But hindsight 2020. Oh, nice. Blesh. Let's see, do you guys lose this round? Do you win this round? Incredible. Incredible, incredible. Good job. When to counter strafe and when to crouch spray? Always counter strafe, never crouch spray. That's a good tip for you. If you're not in Radiant or Immortal, never crouch spray. Because once you get to Radiant and Immortal, you will understand when to crouch spray. But up until then, it's not worth crouching and crouch spraying. But once you reach the, okay, so let me teach you this little concept. So there's some things like trial and error, right? And every time you try something and it fails, you should be learning and improving from that. And what I mean is that crouch spraying it's fine to do, but when you crouch spray and you fail to kill the person, or when you start spraying and you crouch spray and you get killed, you need to understand that the problem was due to the timing of your crouch spray or the initial shot. So when you miss your initial shot and you go into a crouch spray and you're in a 1vx or a 1v1, most of the time you're not going to be able to correct that shot. But if you were to stop shooting, counter strafe, reset your spray for half a second, and then re-aim at the person's head, then you're going to have a much higher chance of getting the kill and living than if you were fully spraying, crouched, moving, right? So you need to understand when the right time is to crouch, and you need to know that whether or not you crouch, most of the time, if you just aim and then shoot, you don't need to crouch, because crouching is a crutch where it kind of moves your crosshair down and it moves your spray down a little bit. And a lot of the times it's going to get you killed or not get you the kill because you're spraying at their legs now instead of their chest or head. So instead of crouching, it's better to just reset your spray and aim for the head. Okay, so you've bought in the forbidden gun. 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right, now we can continue with the round. Okay. The Guardian is a forbidden gun. Don't ever buy this gun. It's awful. It's so bad. It's so fun though. I mean, sure, but I like your position here. I like that you're not pushing and dying. That's good. That's really good. Keep it up. You should be buying heavy armor. Tips for gold. We are in plat gold in this game, so just keep watching. You should be buying heavy armor here. I agree, Silicis. Personally, I don't like walking through this choke. I would updraft here every single time I'd updraft onto this. I don't like walking through 2 ice walls here. Also, stop smoking your team in like this. Also, if you had a stinger here, that guy's dead every time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Actually, you know, we can take this lesson and take it back to pistol round. Do you guys remember when I said your gun should match your peaks? Right? Your gun should match the angles that you take. Who in their right mind, and I think that even you know that this is a bad duel with the Guardian, right? At this range, you almost always lose this fight with the Guardian. You almost always. But if you were to updraft here and get on top of this box, even though you'd be in the open, I need you and everybody else in the chat to understand that if you are on top of a box with Jet and the enemy is of the rank of Immortal 1 or lower, they do not know what the Y-axis is. So there are 2 axes in life, the X and the Y. The Y-axis doesn't exist for people under Immortal. So you need to understand that being on top of boxes is safer than being in a smoke or in the open. Hi, Zobra. Also, you don't need to entry for your team, right? Like, you don't need to be the first in as Jet. Hey there, Radzi. How are you, buddy? Also, you guys lose this round. Another... Like, is this second or third? This is third round. Okay, it's fine that you lose the third round, but, like, you could have done a lot more damage with the Stinger. Actually, another concept that a lot of lower players don't really understand is that on the third round, you're not trying to win the round necessarily. Your goal and I will show you this afterwards, is to do as much economy damage as possible. Get as many kills as possible, take guns out of their hands, make sure that the enemy is hurting next round. So we'll just look at the econ after this. So right now, so like you see their money now. If they were to full buy rifles and everything, and then we'll just go to the next round, you see, if they were to lose that round, they would all have, or if they were to all die that round, even if they won, they would have like 3K each. That means they can't buy Vandals and Phantoms next round like your team. So you see, like, you're in a much better position when you can just do damage. Hey, Lepsy. Okay, so you're buying the Naked Op here. Unfortunate that you don't have enough for... you know what's funny? You would have had enough for armor if you bought a Stinger. So I'm saying $1,400 is a lot, baby. Nice shot. Yeah, I'm VOD reviewing. Okay, okay. Engagement angles. Engagement angles, engagement angles. We're just going to talk about that. That is the main focus of your attack now. Every single time you're on attack, I want you to understand your engagement angles and your weapon choices. Okay, because that is a big problem that I'm seeing here, and it's going to become a problem in the future. Now, what could we have done instead of dashing here? We could have walked up and updrafted right here. Yeah, DM me on Discord, Zobra. Join my Discord and DM me. I might be able to help you. I'm not sure, though. But as Jet, you have updraft, and it's probably one of her strongest pieces of repositioning utility. So you need to be thinking about where you can use it more. And you need to understand that, again, the y-axis does not exist for low players. So, and honestly, nobody plays on this box in high elo either. So just playing in places that you would never play and playing in places that the enemies would never play, well, then who's going to know you're up there, man? I mean, try and think about that stuff. Like, think about, like, have I ever seen anybody playing on this box? No? Well, let's try it out, dude. Like, that's stuff that higher ranked players do instinctively without really taking into account like the repercussions of it. They're just like, all right, well, I'll try this because it might work. And if it does work, then, oh shit, I guess I'll do that again because it's a really good angle that I can use in the future. And like right here, you use your updraft to get on top of this, but why not on top of this box, right? Like this box is much, much stronger for an AWPer angle than this box because they're going to pre-aim this back plat and they're not going to pre-aim up here. Also, one thing that you should do as an AWPer is when you're ADS'd, you can still see your map, right? So every so often, whenever you're watching an angle as an AWPer, you should check your minimap, see what angles your teammates are watching, and see what sightlines you need to watch as an AWPer. Last time I got up that box, I just killed in a millisecond. Jet seems like the off-angle queen. Exactly, she should be the off-angle queen. You hate that angle because there's no cover. Let's just talk about the angle then real quick. So the reason that this angle is good, and it should be good for 1, maybe 2 kills. And there's also another good angle here. So you should have dash up, but you don't. So there's 2 angles. There's this box angle, which is really good, which you can hold CT from the right side of the angle. And then there's the top box here. So the reason that the top box is good, and we'll play that forward a little bit, is because at this point, you see CT, and they're looking towards logs, or they're looking towards backside, or they're looking towards here. So that means that they have to take time to look up here instead of looking towards logs or backside, right? Then you take the first shot, and by the time you've shot, and they're either dead or not, you're falling down. You take 1 shot and you fall down. And then you can re-peek left or right, or you can fall back to long. Now, that's why that angle is so much better. And another thing is, when you're opping, it doesn't matter as any character, you should always be taking 1 shot and then falling back, unless you're in a very defensible position or you need to re-peek. A lot of the times in higher elos, re-peeking is going to get you killed, and it's a very bad thing to do. Nice kill. I would updraft here. I would have just updrafted and tried to float out. One thing that you can do when you're in a situation like this is you should always be taking inventory of your utility, right? So anytime you're in a situation where you know you're fucked, just look down at your utility. What can I use to get me out, right? You can updraft here, and you can easily float out. Can I do some of that jet idea with Omen? Of course. Omen is another great character. Any agent that has vertical mobility, like Jet, Omen, and Raze, always abuse weird off angles every single time, man. It is probably the strongest play in low elos. Dude, like, I swear to God, if you look at an enemy in front of you and you teleport behind him and above him, he will not know. Like, he'll be like, where did he go? Oh, he disappeared from in front of me. How am I supposed to kill him? And dude, and they'll just die, bro. That's exactly what happens. So, try and abuse your Omen TPs. Ooh, you took that a little too quick here. The counter strafe was like a millisecond off. Unfortunate pick, unfortunate, but that happens occasionally. But you can see that you took this angle a little too fast because you thought there was nobody in there. And this is a common thing that I do too. Like, I don't think anybody's in there and I just want to clear it because I want to clear it. And then you panic, you take your shot. If you had just taken like one more half a second. So let's see. When you see him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually, how many frames after you shot did you have? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 frames should have been more than enough time to, even though you're getting shot, you can just take half a second to take a little bit of damage and then kill him, right? So with the operator, you need to know that your one shot is better than 4 of their shots, unless it's a headshot, of course. So you don't really need to panic. He tried to dash, but a lot of the times you can't dash away at that point. But a lot of the times you don't need to panic whenever you take a shot. And instead of just panicking and shooting and missing, you could take the shot and hit the shot and, you know, take a little bit of damage. Let's go to the next round. All right, you won that one. Good. All right, so you are holding this angle with the operator. This is a fine angle to hold. Although I don't really love it, it's a fine angle to hold. I personally, when you're attacking as Jet, I think that you should be taking aggressive angles and trying to get picks instead of these defensive holding angles. Now, another thing you need to understand is that let's just go back and let's rewatch the last round, the beginning. All right, last round, the beginning. Now the round before this, the beginning. And now the round before this. Okay. The round before this. Okay. What do we know about these last 3 rounds? What is the most common thing about these last 3 rounds that you do? Anybody know? Anybody know what I'm going with here? Nope, not the weapon thing. Every single round, except for one of them, you were in C long and the Jet was actively fighting you. Now, what does this mean for this round? You need to be understanding that this Jet is going to push down C long or take this duel, and if she sees nobody, she's going to push. That's a common thing that she's been doing for these past few rounds. And you can see here that she punished you guys because you didn't think of it, right? You got too caught up watching this angle. And you can see that another thing is, remember what I said, is that every time you're holding an angle, think about what angles you're open from as an opper, right? You're open from that angle, and that's the only one. The rest of your map is open, or your rest of your map is clear. Also, your Omen is watching the same angle, so you don't necessarily need to be watching this, honestly. At this point, I would have already turned left and just looked at long because I thought about the Jet. So think about the amount of map control that you have and the amount of map control, or think about what you have been doing in previous rounds on attack. And if you ever leave that position, you either need to let your teammates know or you need to be checking on that position. Hey, Bobo. How are you, buddy? That should also be your idea as well, though, Seal. You should also be staring at the map a lot on attack as Sentinel and watching your flanks with your utility. That idea actually won me a super important round before. It's a good concept. Yeah. If I submit a VOD, should it be off a bad game? Doesn't matter what game you're playing or what kind of game. It could be a good game. It could be a bad game. It could be the best game you've ever had, and I'll still find mistakes. I actually think that the better the game is, the easier it is to point out obvious mistakes, because you're going to be doing the same things that you do, you know, in good games as the same things you do in bad games. But in bad games, you might have mistakes that you don't normally make. So probably do a decent, if not good game. I really love this spam here. This spam is really good, and it got you a kill, you see? Spamming is a concept that lower ranked players don't do a lot, and I'm glad that you did it here. Because it's something that nobody really does, and ooh, okay. Two things about this here play. One thing, you're behind your Omen. I don't like this. You should be here. You should be on the corner here, pre-aiming this, ready to peek. Now, whether or not you're baiting this guy or this guy, it does, Jason. So whether or not you're baiting either of these guys, you need to understand that you should be ready to trade, right? Now, since that guy has an AWP, if you're here, and as soon as your Phoenix dies, if you swing, you win. You kill that guy. She can't take another shot by the time she's dead, right? So you now, after she's already reloaded, another bad thing is that you're looking straight at her. You have full util. There are maybe 2 or 3 things that I would do here. Number 1, throw a smoke here. Number 2, do not dash at her, but instead dash towards an off angle. Number 3, updraft at the end of your dash. So let's see. You do your dash and updraft, but it was too late and you dashed into her line of sight. So the biggest issue here is that you didn't exit with cover against an upper. You also didn't peek with your teammate. If you had peeked with your teammate on that angle, you should always be ready to peek. Whether you're baiting or not, you should always be ready to peek with a teammate. So right there, that was just the main issue. You guys win this? Holy fuck. Oh, no, you don't. Okay. It's okay, Yanapi. As long as you're understanding and learning. Yeah, I mean, Dragonmore's a great VOD reviewer. He's a part of the Game Loop team, too. Okay. Let's talk about this. You're kind of just looking at a wall. I don't like that you're just kind of looking at a wall like to get up. That's fine and all, but I don't know. You're not really exploring the site, right? Like, you should also be looking at your minimap as you're entering after you clear everything, just to see where everything is. And I'm not sure how you guys didn't fucking find that sage. I guess it's because the wall here kind of blocked everybody's LOS. But as you can see about my y-axis statement, the y-axis doesn't exist. You guys even hear her. Let me just listen to this. Sage shoots! She shoots! She shoots the Rain of Flash! She shoots the Rain of Flash. You guys should know that she's there. One of your teammates dies, and you almost die because nobody thought to hear this Sage or check out the sound of the Vandal shooting to your left. That's just an awareness thing that like a lot of low players don't understand. Nice, Piglet. Good job, buddy. All right, right now, I know that there's 2 players here even though I only see 1. How do I know this? Omen smoke, or Omen flash, and the Sova kills your teammate. Also, Omen just made noise. That's good that you realized he teleported. You're very scared when you're peeking angles, I find.
Last player standing.
Okay. Why would your thing pull out your knife, though? Do you still have Spike bound to 4? I would, okay, let me show, I'm going to teach you guys something after this, okay? After this VOD review, I'm going to teach you guys a bind that is going to change your gosh darn larfs. But even so, even if you were going to go for a fake plant here, I don't think going for a fake plant is the play. Again, like you or your teammates right here, you could probably just fall back. You could probably honestly just fall back or even just hold this angle because he's probably going to peek you anyways. I don't think there was any reason for you to fake plant. Yeah. Okay, going into this next round, you guys are taking mid control. I don't like how slow you peek. So when you're peeking these angles, when you're peeking at this close of a distance, you need to swing it. You can't do this jiggle or else this guy is going to see you before you see him at this point because you're so close. Another thing is you should watch my angle clearing video because this is a very common concept in high ranks is that once you clear this angle here, once you clear this angle and then you want to clear this left angle, what you should be doing is going this way. You should fall all the way to this side, putting as much distance between you and this angle as possible. And that's going to give you the angle advantage so that you can slow peek it. So right here, what you're doing is you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by peeking so close, and the enemy's going to see you before you see them. So if you fall back to where your Reyna is and then you peek the angle slowly, you're going to see them before they see you. So think about that in the future, about how close you are to an angle. Okay, smoking him off. I would immediately fall off this. This is a very bad thing to go. Yeah, very good. You're falling off of it. You get the kill there. That's good. Knife out. You can start running to A. Okay, that's fine that you're just clearing shit. I don't really like how you're firing a lot at things that aren't there. I mean, I guess it's okay to pre-fire some, but I don't think it's completely necessary. Good clearing all these angles, keeping your gun out. That's good. Wasted smoke here. One thing that you should think about is that once you're pretty much all on site like this, you don't really need your smokes. What you should be doing is you should be saving these 2 smokes for post plant and for waiting for the enemies to, you know, come in. So like, but each smoke is 8 seconds of the enemies not pushing into sight, right? So you're wasting 16 seconds of time here just by throwing those 2 smokes out because you don't know of a better use for them, right? I understand you just randomly using them because you don't really have another better use. But now that you know that you should be using your utility for post plant, you should almost always be saving your util after you go on site so that you can stop them from pushing in post. And another thing here is that you're kind of being useless. Let's just look at the angles that you and your teammates are watching. You're watching this. Yeah, he's in chat right now. Also, what is it, Sir Archer? So, you're watching nothing. Your Phoenix is watching CT. Your Omen's watching nothing. And your Viper's watching flank. So, currently, it is a 2v4. Actually, it might as well be a 1v4. I doubt anybody's flanking. But if they are, then it's a 2v4. So right now, you're giving your team a 2v4. Seal. I'm here realizing how bad I am. It's fine. You are learning now. Yeah, I've kind of just started, Sir Archer. Phoenix shouldn't have pushed TBH? Sure, but that's what these low rank players don't understand is that even if your teammate is pushing here, even if your teammate is pushing, you should be with him. You should be right here next to him watching the same angle so that he doesn't have to take the 1v4, right? Even if it's a 2v4, that's better than a 1v4, right? Like, even if it's the wrong play, support your teammate doing the wrong thing, then, you know, hope they do the right thing and do nothing. Another thing is you could have broken this arrow. Okay, imagine right now, imagine right in this situation, you have 2 smokes left. You could walk over here. You could throw a smoke at CT that's a one-way. That'll stop the enemy from pushing in. Then you have another smoke and you kill them if they push in. You can throw at heaven so that they can't push out heaven. Right now it's a 3v4 now. Your teammate died and you know they're pushing on you. Look at that. The enemies, there are 2 of them. It's crazy. a crazy concept that 2 people can kill 1 person faster than 1 person can kill 1 person. And also, look, they didn't even die for that because they knew that both of them were there, and they knew that you know, nice Viper, big Viper, big Viper mollies, bro. Sick play by the Viper. But yeah, like, just playing with your team is a huge thing. Like, you should always be making sure that even if your teammates are being stupid, dumb babies, be their babysitter. How do you pick submissions? I don't know. Randomly, I guess. I'm probably going to do 1 VOD review a day. Maybe more if I get bored. Honestly, I might start doing one at the end of my streams too, because it'll just help me stream longer. I've been having troubles playing Valorant a lot and streaming a lot. So I think that this will help extend my stream lengths, and maybe I'll just do a lot more VOD reviews. Seems like you guys like VOD reviews too. This was a good trade here. I like this trade. The reload, it's fine. All right, pushing up with your team. Please don't smoke and dash. Okay. Let's talk about this angle here. I think that as the last person entering, you should probably post up on this angle and just stand still and watch it in case anybody swings, because this is a common thing for higher ranked players to do. Although it's not really that big of a deal since the rest of your team died instantly, I do think that could have saved you there. But actually, Nicolaj, she should have pushed with a Viper in short. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I don't necessarily agree. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, even if the Viper's pushing short alone, she probably should have somebody with her. But 4 long is also a fine play. She did go out way too early, though. Like, she went out much too early, like before the smoke even went down. So that's unfortunate there. But you should also be checking your minimap whenever Viper dies just to see where the person that killed her is, so you know. If I were to submit a VOD, should be a hard loss, normal loss, average game, or hard win. Average / good. The better the game, the easier it is to point out your obvious mistakes. All right, so now you guys are not sure why I struggle a lot to hit with the 4 shot with the Vandal. Just by experience, I would assume that you're shooting too early. Take about half a second longer to start shooting and you'll probably see a lot more success. I don't like this angle with the Sheriff. I don't think this is a good angle with the Sheriff. You're not going to get a 1 shot from here and you're probably just going to get opt. Oh, you're 1 off orb. Yeah, I'm probably will, Lepsy. You're 1 off orb and you could get knives and you could flank this jet, but you're shift walking up long and your teammates are already on site. So that's a big problem. Do you think you could have won this round for your team if you had knives? I do think you could have. Also, another thing is that let's watch the entirety of this fight, right? Let's talk about where everybody is positioned, and then let's talk about your final positioning. So we know where Omen is. Well, we know where Omen isn't. Omen isn't long. Pause right here. Sova and Sage have been seen.
You will not kill my ally.
They rezzed their Reyna. All right, now we see 3 here. Sova, Reyna, Omen, and Sage. So there's 4 people in garage. Only 1 person is unknown. The only person that is unknown is Jet. Now, if you remember earlier, we heard an op shot. Assumedly, the Jet is opping. That means that she's not going to be flanking. By deductive reasoning, or it might be abductive reasoning, I'm not sure the word for it, but you should know by this point, by all the information given to you, that nobody can be long. So at this point, you should immediately be coming to help your teammates and not playing long, because right now, let's just listen to the bomb. You do not have enough time at this point to be playing for time. There is too long left on the bomb, and they're just going to win. This, you need to be thinking about in post plant. Think about the position that you're putting yourself in, and think about how often will you win in this position if the rest of your team dies. If that is a 0% chance, then don't play there, right? So at this point, when there's 3 people left, you should be playing on site here next to this box, watching garage and helping your team. And watching long is no longer an option really, because if they come long, you're going to lose anyways. So you should be playing on your, like, the point. And I know you're scared of them right here, but you do have dash. And what I would do personally is I would stand here in an off angle right here. This is us now. So you stand here with an off angle and you have your gun and you have your dash up, right? And you shoot your gun and you do big pew pew. You get 1 headshot, then you dash backwards and then you go for another kill and then you jump into cubby. Now, if you get those 2 kills, which is unlikely, then you're in a better position to play time. If you don't get those kills, then, okay, another thing here. Another thing. Right now, let's just turn the sound up. You see the jet peak right here. You know your Phoenix is watching this angle. This is called a crossfire, by the way. This is when 2 people can watch the exact same angle. Your Phoenix is shooting. He gets a kill. This is your turn to peek out. It should be called, I call it ping pong aggression. Is whenever your teammate shoots the pong to you, you ping it back, right? So you, Oscar thick. He do be kind of thick though. Wait, let me screenshot that. So what you should be doing is, as soon as your teammate shoots, you can swing out and peek here and get a kill on somebody who's not looking. As you can see, the Sage here was not looking at you. The Jet probably wasn't looking at you, and the Reyna probably wasn't looking at you. So you had time to peek out here and take a shot at any one of them, maybe even get a kill, maybe not, who knows. But you squandered all your time here by being scared, right? So if you had the information and you knew the information, then you should be playing off of that information that you currently have, right? Now you lose this round. Okay, what happened on this round? What the fuck? Oscar thick emote. I don't like that you don't shoot the Reyna orb here. Or I don't like that you get on top of... Like right here, you should be on top of this box. You should be shooting the Reyna orb. Even though that your teammate mollies it, it's an awful molly, and I think it just completely missed. I don't think you should have died there. You guys definitely should have been able to kill that Reyna. Oof, nicotine. Does Viper clutch? She did it, bro. She got the lineups. All right, you're back into your home base position, aka garage. You're playing the same angle that you played with a Bucky. If you play this angle in high elo, you are going to die here every single time. You die here? Let's watch. Yup. You know what's funny? The last time you were here, you killed Jet with the Bucky. And you see she's a Smurf, so she's not dumb. She knows that you've played this angle before. And I know that lower elo players like to go to the same angles that they play with. So, you see, you got punished because she knew. She just knew, man. Like, she was playing smarter than you, and she punished the mistake that I called out before the round even started. But yeah, try not to play the same angle if it works. If it doesn't work and they don't see you there, you don't have to play it. But if they do see you there, you shouldn't play that angle. Oh, going for the op on round 13. Nice kill, nice kill. See, you punish the Jet by doing, or by, you know, punishing the thing that she's been doing all game pretty much, just pushing down long. I don't like you watching flank with the op. Personally, it's just not that good to hold flanks with the op. You're not really doing much. This is a fine angle, but you need to understand this should not be your crosshair placement with the operator. You should be aiming at body level, not head level with the op. Because right there, you missed yourself a kill. Also, you're really holding a tight angle, like way too tight Like, look at this. You're holding like a pixel angle when you don't need to. And you're holding at the head. If you just had a little more time there and a little more space, then you win that.
One enemy remaining.
But you end up winning the round anyways. Is it a good strat to keep going to the same site until it stops working? I mean, yeah, sure, fuck it. A lot of the times these lower ranked players don't adapt, so it doesn't hurt. This is amazing. This is exactly what you should be doing. Every single time you're on defense and you have an operator, switch up the angle you play. And it doesn't even have to be with an operator, bro. As long as you're playing a duelist or somebody that can rotate around, just tell your teammates, be like, I'm going to play A site this round. Bro, you have the highest headshot percentage with the op that I've ever seen. Please don't repeak this. If you die here from repeaking and you lose the round, that's your fault. Should oppers crosshair place at body level? Yes. Should always be at body level with the op. I know that you think they could be short, but you don't need to shift walk out here. Nice shot. Nice shot. Okay, let's op again, question mark. You're going to peek long. Let's see how that works out. Okay. You should not let your Viper peek first here. And when she does peek... Oh, how close was that one? If you weren't aiming head level, I think you would have gotten this shot. I'm glad that you backed off and didn't repeak this. But you should be going with your team right now. You should be... Right now, you should be with your team, not watching flank. A lot of the times, it seems like you don't want to play with your team, even if you have the operator. But what you should be doing here is you should have updrafted... Ah, shit, you don't have any updrafts. But you should have updrafted on top of this box or even just been sitting bottom long watching heaven for your team. I'm going to be mad if you clutch this. Okay, good, you didn't. All right, and you guys drew. Wow, that was a long VOD review. Holy...